Hello and welcome. I'm Brittany Elliott. I help mothers reconnect with themselves through self-care so they can create a loving and fulfilling relationship with themselves. Thank you for being here. This podcast is all about simple, sustainable self-care that will help you navigate your motherhood journey and thrive as a woman. We are all at different stages of our motherhood journey while overcoming different challenges along the way. And we are all women with passions, goals, gifts, and talents that didn't stop when our kids came into our lives. Motherhood is easy to get lost in, and it's a big change. Change is growth, and growth can be messy, exhausting, overwhelming, beautiful, and amazing. In each episode, I hope you find a healthy mix of inspiration, motivation, and accountability as you continue navigating your motherhood journey. This is what self-care looks like. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to What Self-Care Looks Like. This is Brittany Elliott. I'm a self-care and mom life management coach, and I help working moms reconnect with themselves through self-care through my group coaching program, Reconnect, where we really focus on helping you feel vibrant, empowered, and fulfilled while you ditch self-sacrifice, ditch burnout, ditch overwhelm so that you can really thrive in your motherhood journey. And I was giggling because I have this piece of hair right here. I just got my hair retwisted, and when I was under the dryer, these three just decided to dry, curled up all strange. And I clipped it down, but it's still doing its own thing. But that's how it goes sometimes. That's how it be sometimes. So this episode is going to be pretty quick and straight to the point. It's going to be short, but I hope it's impactful, as I hope all of these episodes are impactful for you. And I want to talk about morning routines. And I've done an episode, maybe a couple episodes in past seasons about my morning routine specifically, which I am going to get into my morning routine. But I wanted to take a step back and talk about, one, the importance of a morning routine, why you should have one, how it helps you, the benefits of it throughout the day, and how hard they are. Because they are really hard. Before we get into that, if you have not already, I want you to make sure you take the wellness quiz at backtoon5.com/quiz. That's where you can see where you're really depleted in your social wellness, physical wellness, spiritual wellness, emotional wellness, or your intellectual wellness. Remember, Backtoon 5 is built around those 5 wellness points that help us feel the most whole as mothers. So you have to really know where you are to be able to set up where you're going. And so you definitely need to start off with the quiz. So start there. So now let's talk about morning routines. So first I'll tell you what my morning routine is. So during the week, my alarm goes off 2 hours before I need to leave the house for work. So I need to leave the house by 6:50. So you can go ahead and do the math on what time my alarm is going off. And during that time, I get up, go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, do my morning workout, which is about 20 to 30 minutes. Then I journal and I stretch before, in between. And then I shower and get ready for my day. It's very important to start your day off with that time that is just for you, because we talk about self-care, which is the practice of protecting your well-being and happiness. And in the beginning, for a lot of mothers, you are missing you. It's all about reconnecting with yourself. So a lot of your self-care that you're looking for, the activities that you're looking for, are self-care activities that you can do solo. And you're looking for that time that you can just be by yourself. And as your self-care routine grows and develops and it becomes more so a lifestyle for you, not all of your self-care activities are going to be ones that you are doing on your own. But in the beginning, a lot of us do spend time with that solo time. And depending on how old your children are, it's very hard to find time where it's just you by yourself alone in your home. So that's why you have to take advantage of that time where your children are sleeping. So if you wake up prior to the rest of your house waking up and you take care of you first and you start your day off pouring into you, I promise you it is going to help you better navigate the day no matter what else comes your way. Because a lot of times what happens is I'll hear women say, well, I will just do my workout at the end of the day, after work when I get home. And it's so hard to do that because you have no idea what you're going to be coming home to, and there's going to be a lot of distractions, and it's just going to be easier to say, you know what, I'm just going to do it tomorrow. Whereas if you're waking up in the morning and your intention is to wake up and spend this time with you, whether it be stretching, journaling, meditating, praying, you're waking up to do that thing first, and then you're going to get yourself ready for the rest of your day. So there's a lot less barriers to getting your morning routine going. And that doesn't mean that it's easy, though, because a lot of us have created habits where we are hitting the snooze button in the morning, or we're staying up late to spend time with ourselves at night after the house goes to sleep. So now we're shortening our sleep time. So to get up early is very, very difficult. So the way I recommend doing it is instead of setting your alarm for 2 hours, which me being up 2 hours before I have to leave for work is really me waking up an hour before I really need to wake up. If I wake up an hour before I need to leave for work, that gives me enough time to get ready for work. So that extra hour is the hour that I spend hanging out with me. And so you starting with that hour may be a little bit overwhelming, maybe a little earth shattering. It may not be a realistic goal for you to set for yourself. So instead, start small. So just get up 10 minutes earlier, get up 15 minutes earlier, 20 minutes earlier. Do it like that. If you're someone if you know yourself, which I hope you do, even when you're at your lowest points and need the most wellness boost, I still really feel like you know what you can and cannot do. You remember yourself at your best and you know what type of person you are when you're trying to establish habits, I would hope. And so if you know that setting your alarm for an hour early is just going to mean that you are going to spend the next 60 minutes, like that whole hour, snoozing every 10 minutes, don't do that. Don't set yourself up to fail. So really make it gradual. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because last week specifically, I was having a really hard time when my alarm was going off. And I already have established a routine of getting up early, but I was just tired. My body was tired and I was on my period and I just wanted to be in bed. I didn't want to get out of the bed. I barely wanted to get up to go to work, let alone get up to spend time with me. But I never regretted doing it. The mornings that I got up, even when my alarm went off, and I was just like, I don't want to do this. And I got up and I still worked out, even if it was just for 10 minutes. I didn't regret that. But just about every time I regretted just staying in bed to the last second, because then I was achy throughout the day and I was groggy and I hadn't, activated myself in the beginning. Because when you wake up and go straight into task, and then your whole day is tasks, this task oriented the entire day, and then you get home and it's more tasks, and then at night you're exhausted from all the tasks, but then you stay up to try to find some energy to do something for you, and then it's just a time filled with a little bit of resentment, and you're just not you're just not pouring into yourself in the right way. And my goal is to have you doing things in the right way. So establishing a morning routine is very difficult. And when you are establishing new habits, it's difficult. And there's it's like it can be painful, but you have to really have clarity around how you want your life to look and how you want your life to feel. Like, think about your perfect day, your idea of a perfect day and how that would go. And you have to think about what can you do now to get you closer to that perfect day or that perfect morning experience. And you continuing to do the same thing is not going to get you there. I can guarantee that. It's just not going to get you to where you want to be. So you're going to grow through what you go through. But I just want you to know that I understand that it is difficult. I understand that it is hard. And you're not doing it alone. There are many of us just waking up, but before the sun is up, giving ourselves that time and pouring into ourselves and really doing the work to protect our well-being and our happiness at that time. And I want to stress that it is difficult because I read comments on the social medias when people are posting about morning routines and they just throw it out there like, yeah, just wake up earlier than your kids and everything is fine, or wake up earlier than your household, or wake up at 4 a.m. and just get after it, that type of thing. And they don't talk about how difficult it is. And I do my best to not be the type of coach who loses connection with who I was before this became what I do. Before I became a coach. Like myself, my struggling self back then, back in 2020 and prior to then, before I started coaching, which I started coaching in 2021, I try to remember me as a person who needed a coach and not get too far removed from her. Because when that happens, it's like, oh, you don't, it's very hard because now I'm coming in with no understanding really of what of what it is like for you. But I get it. I understand that some of these tips that I share on this podcast are going to be very challenging. They're going to be very difficult. They are going to take all of you to overcome the negative self-talk that comes with it, to overcome a lot of the barriers that are going to come up. There are going to be people in your close circle who are going to think that you are crazy because you're prioritizing your self-care and you're prioritizing protecting your well-being and happiness. There are going to be people who tell you that you are being selfish. There are people who are telling you that you are being neglectful. And I'm telling you that those people do not know what they are talking about. Because what you are doing is you are trying to be a really fantastic mother without losing yourself in the process. And a lot of us have not had that mirrored. We have been told that in order to be a good mother, we have to get so small and lose everything, every piece of ourselves. And some of us don't even realize that it's happening until after. And we're just like, where'd you go? Where am I? Where am I in all this? So I guess this episode really wasn't just about what my self-care or what my morning routine is, even though I told you what it is, be waking up early, doing my workout and journaling and stretching and just really setting my intentions for the day. But this episode mostly is me saying, hey, I see you. And I know that it's hard. I know that you're struggling, but just one step at a time. Take it one day at a time. Do your best every day. I don't want you to be perfect. I just want you to make progress. That's all I want for you. Because what'll happen is these little steps that you're taking, 5 years from now, you're going to be looking back saying, oh, I used to dread when my alarm went off, and now I'm getting up. No problem. I'm happy to get up. I'm happy to do this. I'm happy to be here. And I really do want that for you. And I know that it can happen. So don't get discouraged, because when I'm offering you a self-care tip. It doesn't come easily, or it doesn't come natural, or you just feel like you're out there on your own with no one to support you. I am here. I get it. I see you. I believe in you, and you can absolutely do it. If you need additional support, I'm always here for you. DM me on Instagram at back2you in 5. You can email me, Brittany at back2you5.com, and check out the resources I have available for you at back2you5.com. Until next time, as always, thank you so much for being here, and I'll talk to you very soon. Thank you for listening to What Self-Care Looks Like. Again, I am Brittany Elliott, a self-care and mom life management coach. I help working moms change their approach to motherhood so they can feel vibrant, empowered, and fulfilled in their motherhood journey. My group coaching program, Reconnect, is built around the 5 wellness pillars that will help you feel the most whole as you balance your motherhood role with your personal needs. So be sure to check in with yourself using the free wellness quiz at back2you5.com/quiz.